So here's a short video. I don't want to go on too long. Basically, I try and find value bets. So I'm trying to find something that is higher price than it should be. And the only way you can do that is obviously work out what the price should be. And I use a couple of little things to do. Obviously sometimes it goes wrong. We had Charleroi last night, which was actually a great price at 3. Didn't come off, fair enough. But we did have 2 winners as well, so we break even. And that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to find 4 bets each day over the price of 2, so that if 2 are right, then we scratch. Anything more, then we make a nice profit. That's the idea of it, and this is what I do. So I actually use 4 tabs. I've got obviously Betfair football page up. I've then got soccer stats with today's games. I then use what's called Poisson distribution calculation, which you can Google about this. I'm not going to go into all this, but this is virtually how bookies and the market makers at Betfair initially price up a game. Odds will then move slightly depending on popularity of the bet. So if it's coming up that Man United at home should be 1.4, then they may shorten it to 1.3, 1.2 even. So, but this is how to get into it. I then use something called Kelly Criterion, which is again, you Google it if you want to, the Kelly Criterion, but it's the best way of maximising the return for the edge you have, if you like. But let's do a few and you'll see what I mean here. So I'm just going to do the 4 I've put up today actually. There were a couple of others that I looked through. I haven't been through the whole lot yet, but I've chosen 4 games, which you'll see. I've chosen the Chievo game, the Bologna game, the Ghent game and the Anderlecht game. So all on this page, isn't that lucky? So we'll get into the Chievo game. So let's just have a look at this first. I'm not going to bother looking at the odds first. Actually I know what they are, but you know, to start with I wouldn't bother with this. Now everyone thinks AC Milan should win this one. Yeah, no problem whatsoever. Right, okay. So let's have a look. And if you look on the soccer stats page first off, you can see that Chievo doing quite well. They've only lost twice. Away at Juve and home to Lazio. That's not too bad, is it? So then we look at the home record, and they've beaten Verona, right down the bottom, Fiorentina and Atalanta, and they've lost to Lazio. There's the lead. Well, AC Milan, they've lost to Inter, lost to Sampdoria, lost to Lazio and beaten Crotone. Not great, although they have played some quite good teams. But it's still, you know, for me, you'd still want them to be showing a bit more. So that's quite interesting. So we're now going to look at the goals. The goals scored, Chievo scored 7, Milan 6, conceded 6, conceding an awful lot in there. That really is it. Over 2.5, Chievo have gone 75%, Milan have gone over 75%. Oh, that sounds good for quite a for an over 2.5 to me. So let's just have a look. So we're going to take these figures here, where my little mouse is, and we've got it's the average 1 and 4. So 1 is the goal, is Chievo's goals scored per match at home. 4 is Milan's goals conceded away. And average 2 and 3. 2 is goals conceded per match at home for Chievo, goals scored per match for, so obviously all we're looking at really is the number of goals Chievo will score, the number of goals Milan will score, and how many conceded. So we're getting a really quite a rough average of how many goals we should expect. So let's see. So what we do now is we go to Poisson, and I'm going to enter those figures, the 2 and the 1.5, into the Poisson calculator. So it's 2 and 1.5. 1.5. And we now press calculate. And now this gives us the odds, or the true odds, of what should happen with a goal expectancy of that. So 2.5 should be about 1.47. Both teams to score should be about 1.49. You'll notice that I'm leading us towards the pick that I've already chosen. But when you're starting out afresh, you would obviously, you know, have to look at that, and then you go and look at the odds. So I'm going to go and now look at the odds. This is really crap rambling. I'm just talking crap. I don't know what I'm doing. Right, so I want Serie A. Right, so and it's the Chievo Milan game. And they're making Chievo 3-6-5 favourite. Wow, look at this. Here we are. So over and under 2.5 goals, we have got 2.14. Now, if you remember when we looked at Poisson, it's coming out at 1.47. So the market doesn't want it to be, or doesn't expect it to be, over 2.5 goals. But our calculations say it is going to be over 2.5 goals. So let's now see how much value we've got there. To do this, and I could work it out in my head, but I can't be honest. You just press this little display percent button here, go there, and we've now got 67% chance of it going over. Right. So we we go to Kelly, and we put in 67. So that's our percentage chance estimate. And now we're going to look at the odds, and the odds were 2.14. Right, okay, so I'm going to put in 2.14 here. 2.14. And now I'm going to calculate. I've got my 5% commission in it, and it's telling me that I've got a 36% value on this bet. My optimal stake, if I had a betting bank of £100, would be £36.53. So I quite like that. 36% is very good. In fact, it's excellent. So you'll see that I've put up overs BTS 0-0-1-1 as the bet tonight. So let's have a look at the BTS. And we've got 67% here, so we're going to put 67% here. Oh, exactly the same. That's lucky, isn't it? And the price on BTS is 1.89. So 1.89, and that's 27%. Well, that's very good value. So that's why I've chosen those two bets. I did quite like the home win at 2.03, or laying AC Milan, because as you can see here, the home win's 49% chance. So we put 49% chance in there, and the price on Chievo match odds is 3.65. Which gives us a 28% chance on that. So that's actually quite good as well. And certainly a draw no bet or a double chance on Chievo would be a bet most times. But let's just go with the overs, the BTS, and the 0-0-1-1 covers. So that's the first game done. If there's any questions you've got about this, you have to ask me in chat. I'm not putting this up on YouTube, you'll have to download it. I don't want all the negative arseholes flipping writing, no crap on the bottom of your fucking YouTube thing. Right, so the next game I went for was Bologna Lasagna, Lazio. And we can see here, Lazio, 4 away games, all gone overs. Bologna, 2 game over, 2 have gone over, and 2 have been just 1 short, so it's not too bad. So we look at here, when the mouse is 50% over 2.5, 100% over 2.5. So let's put the goals in again, 2 and 1, or 1 and 2, so 1, 2. I'm going to calculate this. I'm going to take the percentage out because I don't understand it till later. And now if we look at the odds there, I actually have this Betfair up on another computer, so I don't have to keep swapping tabs. What game am I doing? Lazio. Yeah. Right, so they're offering us 2. We're going to be able to get 2, and within a 5 minutes we're going to be able to get 2.1. But let's go with 199 here. On the overs. But play with these yourself. Right, so it's sort of saying 1.73, so let's get the percentage on this first. 57%, so it's a 7% chance that we're going to go over. And they're offering this 1.99, if you remember. 1.99. The calculator. So we're getting an 11% chance, which is okay. 10% is my minimum. Purely because although we've taken commission into account there, 10% seems like a nice figure to me, and I like 10% value. So you can see we've got 11% value on Bologna, Lazio to go over. I think that's a fair bet. They've gone 4 against. If you look, they've gone 3 goals against Juve, 5 with Genoa, 3 with Chievo, 3 with Verona, where everyone smashes Verona. Bologna, Spal. Well, Spal are quite tight. I'll show you that game in a second. At home, so that's not bad actually. And 3 they let in against Napoli. Well, that's no surprise, is it? So Bologna aren't doing too bad. Oh, then we've got Bologna there, Lazio 2 points ahead. So yeah, I quite like the overs there. So yeah, I just mentioned that the Juve game, which we're expecting hundreds of goals, aren't we? Because Juve is so magnificent. But if we look at the stats here, they've actually beaten Torino and Chievo 4-0, 3-0. Fiorentina they only won 1, and Lazio they lost 1-2. But Spal have only scored 1 goal away from home, and they've conceded 6. So they're obviously trying to keep it tight their first season. But if you look at the stats are here, you can see that the average value for Juve Spal, for Juve's goals that they're going to score is 1.95, and Spal are going to be 0.33. So over 2.5, I'd want quite a big figure for that, because obviously Spal are probably going to go there and park everything they can in front of the goal and hope that they can soak up some pressure. So that's definitely not a game I'd want to get involved in. Probably the only thing I might want to, I would consider doing is Juve to win to 0. But apart from that, it's not going to get involved in. Belgium. So let's go to the Belgium games that we did. Right, so I did Genk Club Brugge. Right, and I put up Bruges draw no bet. And you can see here, let's just have a look. We've got Club Bruges at the top of the table. Genk are lower mid table. I think that's fair to say. And they've gone, look at that here. You can see they've got home, they won 1, drawn 3, lost 1. Club Bruges have won 5, lost 1. So I would say Club Bruges should be favoured. Just on the gates like that. You can see Genk have scored 6 at home, conceded 6. Bruges have whacked in 14 and conceded 7. So I'd still say that Bruges should be favoured. So we now go to the little averages. 119, 177. 1.19, 1.77, 1.77. And that comes out at, have a look. So, yeah, obviously Club Bruges are now obviously odds on favourites, aren't they? So, which is what we thought when we looked it up. So let's just have a look and see if we've got any value at all here. We'll find Belgium, find the Premier League, and have a little look at the Club Bruges game. What? Absolute insanity. Club Bruges are 3. When we know they should be odds on. That's madness. It's total madness, I tell you. So let's just put this in so we make the chances of them winning the game, Club Bruges, 50%. So we'll put in 50%. And Betfair says there are 3.1 goals. So we put 3.1. And we've got a 25% chance value bet there, which I quite like. So we'll temper it with the draw no bet, because Genk have lost. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong bit. Scores at home. Genk have drawn 2, 1-1. They've drawn another one 3-3. They've only lost 1 and they've only won 1. So because of all these draws they put here, I'm going to go draw no bet. If you want to, you could go double chance, so that at least you get paid out if it is a draw. Obviously you get slightly lower odds, but that's really your choice. But that looks to me a really good bet. Draw no bet, double chance on Club Bruges there with those figures. So let's go to the other one, because I'm getting a bit bored doing this now. I'll be totally honest. Let's go to the Anderlecht Zulte Waregem. I'm just rambling. I need whiskey. I need something. So Anderlecht Zulte Waregem. Well, Anderlecht are a fantastic side, aren't they? They've won 3, lost 2. Zulte away from home have won 3, lost 2. So we look at Anderlecht's home form. They've lost to Genk, they've lost to Saint-Truan, they've lost to them. A big Standard, well, we all know that Standard were averagely average, and Lokeren, well, Lokeren are, you know, not much of a side. Standard aren't much of a side. They haven't really beaten anyone at home. Zulte, on the other hand, they've lost to Antwerp and they've lost to Charleroi. Charleroi are a great side, we saw that last night. They absolutely stuffed Standard, and they beat Kent. So, it's even Stevens, isn't it, really? They've scored a few more goals than Anderlecht have, respectively. Over 2.5, they've gone over 2.5. Maybe we could go over, but over 2.5 would possibly be a bet, but I know the odds will be short in Belgium, there we are, same as they are in Holland. So let's just put these figures in, the 1.3 and the 1.8. 1.3, 1.8. And we find that the away win should be 203, 49%, so let's put 49% in here. And then we'll get the game up. And we're going to the Anderlecht game, and they're giving us an absolutely massive 6.6, and that is, you know, what? She's knock your cock off this one. And you can see we're nearly 40% there. So again, I'm going to temper it by going for the double chance draw away on it. But to be honest, I'll probably be having a little bit on the 6.6 because that just, don't be silly. Bet. That's the sort of bet you want to walk down to Ladbrokes and you stack your 50 quid on, and then you go and pick it up the next day, and the poor old dumb manager looks at you and what the fuck is you? And as you walk out the door, don't come back. We'll let you have a pound at SP. So that really does look quite a big bet than that. I just can't see why Zolty is 6. Anderlecht may win, they may, but 6? No. No, so that's how I worked out the bets for tonight. You can now go and, if you want to, you might think this is a load of crap. I don't want to do that. I'm going to go back to the old way, getting the budget to biggie or anything else. But that's how I try and find some value, because I like every bet to have a bit of game. Hopefully that will be some use to you with that. I'll have a couple.